Hey guys, it's Scruffy here, and today I'm going to be showing you which talents choices are best for Resto Shaman, and then go into depth into why those are best. As you can see here, these are the talents you're going to be running 95% of the time. So let's get straight into it. So the first here we have Nature's Guardian, Stone Bulwark Totem, and Astral Shift. By far the best talent in this tier is Nature's Guardian. Every time your health goes below 30%, your maximum health will be increased by 25% for 10 seconds every 30 seconds. This is an amazing passive heal that will help you even if you're stunned. Stone Bulwark Totem is just terrible for PvP situations. The absorb amount is very small, the totem can easily be killed, and unlike the Nature's Guardian buff, Stone Bulwark can even get purged off of you. The last thing you want when you use a defensive ability is for it to get instantly purged off. As for Astral Shift, 40% damage reduction for 6 seconds every 1.5 minutes is just terrible. This ability's cooldown is far too long, and the 6 seconds is far too short, making it a very bad choice. 100% of the time I would definitely recommend Nature's Guardian. In the second tier we have Frozen Power, Earth Grab Totem which is a root, and Windwalk Totem which is a freedom. Okay, so you can run with Frozen Power, but I'd advise Windwalk or Earth Grab, they just seem the better choice. With Frozen Power, every time you Frost Rock it roots a target in place. I just think that the other two options are much better. Earth Grab Totem will replace your Earthbind Totem, and every 30 seconds you can use it to root a target in place. Earth Grab Totem is great for getting capstans off, as well as kiting melee if they don't have a root dispeller on their team. Like every totem, it can easily be one shot though. I'd say Earthbind is much better for 2v2 rather than 3v3, just because in 2v2 quite a lot of the time you're very far away from the enemy healer and you can root melee in place for a long period of time. And the talent you're going to be running almost every time in 3v3 is Windwalk Totem. Windwalk Totem has a 1 minute cooldown and grants immunity to movement and pairing effects for 6 seconds. I usually try and save Windwalk Totem for if I get swapped onto by melee, but it's also very useful for helping your teammates land a kill against teams with lots of slows, such as God Comp. If 2 melee are popping cooldowns, I like to use Freedom once, use Prep Totems, and then use it again for 12 seconds of immunity. Also make sure you keep Earthbind up whenever you're about to use Windwalk Totem. So for the second tier, I would recommend Windwalk Totem for 3v3, and Earthbind Totem for 2v2 if it's against a melee team. Third tier we have Call of the Elements, Totemic Persistence, and Totemic Projection. So Call of the Elements I definitely recommend to take. What this does is finishes the cooldown of all of your totems. You can use this as things like double Windwalk, 2 Tremors against Warlocks, 2 Groundings in a row. It really puts people off guard when they kill your totem and then you just drop another one straight down. It also refreshes the global cooldown of all of your totems. Try and use it when you have most of your totems down. It's a bit of a waste if you use it just to refresh one totem. As far as Totemic Persistence goes, this ability allows you to place 2 of the same totem down at the same time, which you're never really going to use in PvP. This talent choice is completely useless and I advise never using it. Totemic Projection allows you to move your totems. The obvious benefit to this one is being able to move capacitor totems straight on top of players and stun them. A few seasons ago there was no path for it and you could literally place totems wherever you felt like, but towards the ends of Pandaria they gave paths to it unfortunately. It can be quite fun in 2v2 for catching healers out, but you really need Call of the Elements for 3v3, so for the third tier I'd definitely go with Call of the Elements. Tier 4 we have Elemental Mastery, Ancestral Swiftness, and Echo of the Elements. Elemental Mastery you want to avoid taking. For Resto Shamans, Haste is one of our worst stats, and I can't really see where this would fit in. 95% of the time you want to run with Ancestral Swiftness. This ability allows us to instantly cast any nature spell apart from Hex, which was unfortunately removed in the pre-patch to WoD. Ancestral Swiftness, or NS as it's abbreviated to, lets you instantly cast a healing surge. What we want to do is unleash then Ascendance and NS, as your Ascendance will double the healing from healing surge. Currently if it crits it's literally as good as Lay on Hands. This is just a clip of how I survived fighting double DK rate at 2100 CR by using a huge NS heal. As you can see they pop all their cooldowns straight away to try and kill me, and I Trinket and Spirit Link, but I'm still probably going to die, so then I unleash Ascendance and NS, which tops me, and also because I'm still on the Spirit Link, my teammates as well. If I were to have started casting then against 3 melee, I wouldn't have been able to fake cast all 3 before they've killed me. That's just completely unrealistic. So the instant huge heal is definitely the right choice. With 2 DK spam Persian I wouldn't have been able to get Aura Mastery off of my Spirit Walker's Grace either. So you can see how strong Unleash into Ascendance and NS is against burst comps. Echo of the Elements, the third choice, grants your spells and abilities the chance to cause your next Riptide, Unleash or Dispel to not incur its cooldown. The only time I use this is if I'm facing against Lock Shaman Druid or LSD, which has so many dots, and I can spam just about all of them just using Echo of the Elements procs. So to recap, never use Elemental Mastery, use NS or Ancestral Swiftness as it's actually called almost all the time for those crazy burst hills, and maybe try using Echo of the Elements against Lock Shaman Druid teams just to keep that dot damage down. So next we have Rushing Streams, Ancestral Guidance, and Conductivity. This choice is super easy, just go with Rushing Streams every time, you can't really go wrong. The other two are completely PvE based. This enables your Healing Stream totem to heal 2 targets at once for 15% additional healing. At level 90 we have Unleashed Fury, Primal Elementalist, and Elemental Blast. Primal Elementalist enhances your Fire and Earth Elemental to do more damage and gives them certain new abilities. The only real useful abilities they get are from the Earth Elemental, which can stun and also shield you. You'd think this damage reduction buff would be great as it lasts so long, but at a high rating, every DPS will just instantly kill your totems, which then instantly kills the Elemental with it. As you can see, the Elemental itself actually has quite a decent amount of health, but the totem has such low, it's like 2 shots and it just dies, and as soon as the totem dies, the Elemental just despawns, completely wasting it. If it wasn't for the totems having such little health and so easy killed, I think this talent would be quite fun in certain plays, but at the moment it's just terrible. Elemental Blast is an offensive ability which once cast will almost double your mana regen for 8 seconds, as well as increasing critical strike, haste, mastery or multi-strike for 8 seconds by 500. As a Resto Shaman, you're not really very offensive compared to other healers, and Unleashed Fury is just so much better than this talent, it's not really worth taking. Unleashed Fury is definitely the best talent for this tier by far. It increases your Unleashed buff by an extra 50% healing. So this is a crit heal with the Unleashed Fury. It heals for 113k. Without Unleashed Fury, it only heals for 75k. With Unleashed Fury, your heal is now doing 80% healing with Unleashed Life, so I definitely recommend using this talent. Finally, we have Cloudburst Totem, Storm Elemental Totem, and High Tide. Straight away, you want to disregard High Tide. What this does is helps your Chain Heal hit more targets, which is completely useless in PvP as we don't use Chain Heal. Cloudburst is the go-to talent I found for level 100. The level 100 talents as a Resto Shaman are all quite disappointing. None of them really do much for PvP, but I found that Cloudburst is the most useful. Cloudburst Totem has a 30-second cooldown, and what it does is gather up 20% of all healing done for 15 seconds. Once the totem expires, is destroyed or replaced, all healing it has gathered will be distributed between all party members within 40 yards evenly. The best thing about Cloudburst is that it has the same cooldown as Healing Stream. This means you can rotate between the two. Also, it doesn't matter so much if it gets killed, as it will split the healing output it's already gathered. Obviously, you want to hide it as best you can, but it is one of the more obvious sort of totems. The only other level 100 talent I've seen other shamans using is Storm Elemental Totem. This deals damage in the form of gusts of wind. All damage it does is duplicated in healing, which is then split between all party members. I found this elemental's healing to be worse than terrible. You won't even notice it, that is, if before the totem is killed anyway. Also note that the totem is an air totem, so whilst this is up you won't be able to use grounding, making it even worse than Cloudburst in my opinion. I definitely recommend going Cloudburst 100% of the time. Here again are the talents I run 95% of the time. It's a shame there's not much options for Resto Shamans at the moment, but I definitely think these are the best choices for patch 6.8.3. I hope this guide can help out anyone new to Resto Shaman and give them an insight into what talents to run with. Thanks for watching, remember to give it a thumbs up, comment on which talents you run with, and subscribe to my channel for future Resto Shaman guides and tips.